Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the CRTV. We have as guest today the city mayor of Kumba, call it K-Town, Gregory Mewanu. Hello, sir. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Gilbert.
Now, tell us, how was the end of year feast like in Kumba, K-Town?
I think we, of course, before beginning to tell you that, I want to wish everyone, a happy New Year, and most especially your team that you have actually brought here. So they're giving me this opportunity, of course, to, be able to communicate with Cameroonians and tell the Cameroonians, tell the world, how the feast actually in Kumba ran. I think it was one of the best feasts, New Year feast, Christmas feast, which we had in Kumba, because I heard it. I didn't read it. I would hardly go on social media.
Okay.
But I heard on social media it was all about, everybody saying, I'm going to Kumba, I'm going to Kumba, I'm going to Kumba. So nobody really understood what actually was in Kumba.
Okay.
But I felt it, I saw it, I experienced it. It was a town jam-packed full of Kumba population.
Okay.
Lots of Kumba children who are out of Kumba, who decided to come down to Kumba this time around to celebrate their New Year, celebrate their Christmas feast in Kumba. So I think it was a wonderful feast.
Now, the city of Kumba is saying goodbye to insecurity from every indication, because it's a city that is beaming with a lot of life these days.
I think when we talk about Kumba today, we can't even talk about insecurity, because the job that I will begin with, the forces of law and order actually have, baptized in the place,
Okay.
has combed all of, I would say, the iota of insecurity that actually has been there. But then I never talk about the, forces of law and order without talking about the population.
Yeah.
Because the forces of law and order cannot work without the collaboration. I mean, absolute and perfect collaboration of the population. So that, harmonized working together is what actually has led us to, the tremendous peace, tranquility, harmony, trust, love, and of course economic prosperity that we are facing now in Kumba. So I think we say kudos to the administration, the governor of the South Region, the SDO, and the local administrators, the mayors Kumba 1, 2, 3, the DOs Kumba 1, 2, 3. Okay. So and the population. I want to say thank you to these persons I just mentioned a couple of seconds ago.
Now, since you came to the helm of the city council, many transformations going on. We have these roads that are being paved, streets that are being paved. You know that Kumba is well planned and has so many streets are baptized by names of people and former icons and statesmen of the country. How is that project going on that you are doing in collaboration with Minepat?
The project with Minepat, we call it HIMO, which is the labor intensive project which we are actually carrying out, which is a very important project because it gives us, of course, and does give us the possibility of embarking, or engaging a lot of youth.
Yes.
Both male and female, in the construction of their own locality. I think that's very peculiar about this HIMO project and its philosophy. Okay. But then, without that also, we are doing a lot of, infrastructure. And when we talk of infrastructure, we take that aspect where we say that is the alpha and the omega of development, and it is the road. Like we say, when road passes, development follows. Kumba has been pretty rich in so many roads, one of the best trace towns in not only Cameroon but Central Africa. But then we're in paved roads. Just about 2% were paved. So we're doing a lot of pavement breaks and of course also tarring with the PDV program worth about 5.5 billion, which actually has been sent there. We also make use of our digitalization dotation, which actually is yearly sent to us, close to 300 million francs CFA, which is all also still put into road infrastructure. So I think all of that together is actually yielding enormous fruits.
Kumba is known for its market, one of the biggest markets around the area. Now, you embarked on the construction of modern shops and the paving of the spaces and other areas in the market. Exactly. How far is that going?
I will just give you very concrete statistics. We're at about 850 stores already.
Newly
constructed. All of where we had, semi-permanent structures, we've actually transformed them to permanent structures, story buildings, which of course also does increase the security that we have in the market. We always talked of, fire incidents.
Yeah.
Today, if, I say fire starts in a store, it's not going to go wild. It's not going to go wild
easily
because of the material that we actually have there. It's bricks, it's concrete, and it's no more, like wooden structures with tarpaulins and plastics and such things. So I think there we are advancing. About 40% of the market is being renewed. Has had the privilege of having a facelift, and I think the traders are pretty happy because one, their goods are secured. Two, the population can actually enjoy, a modern, I can say, ultra-modern market, which is metamorphosing actually in Kumba.
Another chantier or another project that you embarked on when you became city mayor is putting order in the motorbike sector, commercial motorbike sector. I must say here that Kumba has so many motorbikes and it employs youth. The badges that they have to have, depending on the council, Kumba 1, 2, 3, and all of that. How is that process going to?
That process, I would say, also is a total success. We've actually succeeded in making about 3,800, they call them shwazib, which does identify, the jackets. That does identify, of course, the Kumba 1 council area riders, the Kumba 2 council area riders, the Kumba 3 council area riders. We do not only have the Kumba 1, 2, and 3 council area riders, we also have those who ride out of town, like going towards Mator. So you have the Mator outstation riders, the Tombel Road, and of course the Mbonge, Kolotiti, Mondeba Road riders. That does go into all of the other villages like Bombele, Bobanda, and what have you. But then there's something I also want to make mention of, which is very important. We always forget about it. Most especially these outstation bike riders have helped also tremendously to bring in security. They go into the hinterlands where, of course, the separatist forces were pretty powerful, pretty influential, pretty much terrorizing the population. So this kind of like relay from the city center to the hinterlands and back to the city center gave us the opportunity, to, kind of like coordinate with the hinterland population.
And also, intelligence.
And the intelligence, of course. And also gave them the hope and courage, in the hinterlands that normalcy is coming back. So it is not only in Kumba now. It has also actually had an overspill, onto the, call it the hinterlands or the village area, the rural area.
Okay. Now, Mr. City Mayor, before we part company, let's talk about the hospital annex, the Kumba Hospital Annex that was erected, regional hospital annex, and the infrastructure started coming. The regional assembly constructed an administrative block. When we were there, it was still, I don't know if it's been inaugurated already.
It's been handed over, actually, it's been put in use. It's been inaugurated, and we're ongoing.
And so the other structures that had to follow the regional hospital annex, are they taking shape?
For example, the structure that was burnt, you remember we had a fire incident.
Yes.
It has also been reconstructed, of course, with credit from the ministry. What about 650
public health?
650 million, exactly, public health ministry. What about 650 million francs investment? We're still asking for more, like Oliver Twist. We still don't have enough, call it wards, surgical, male, female, and what have you, and pediatric. So we're asking for more. But we actually are still doing many, like the dialysis center is also coming in. So I think we have a lot which we're working upon. So it's a huge success. Of course, we also need many more experts to actually match on to a regional hospital.
Okay, Mr. City Mayor of Kumba, Mr. Gregory Mewanu, it was a pleasure having you on CRTV. And Happy New Year once more.
Happy New Year. I want to wish Happy New Year, of course, to the Kumba population, the population of Meme, Southwest region, and to Cameroon in general.
Thank you
for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.